Hey there, this is Tara, who has come to tell you a story. This happened to me a few months back, and the incident is still fresh in my mind. I'm going to share this story to help you realize toxic behavior and when you should fight against it. I'm currently 32 years old. My small family includes my husband, Stephen, who's also 32, and our kitten. Stephen and I are actually high school sweethearts who married young. We both went to college in separate states but continue to have a very strong relationship. Next month, we will be celebrating our 15th year of being a couple. Needless to say, my mother-in-law, Lily, won't be invited. You see, Lily has never really liked me from the start. She has two sons and has always spoiled them since they were born. In her eyes, no one deserves her previous boys. When Steve and his older brother Sean were younger, they enjoyed the pampering of their mother. After all, who wouldn't cherish a doting and loving mother? They loved her so much that they never saw how controlling and manipulative she was. As they grew older, Lily's controlling ways became a problem for her teenage sons. They were not allowed to date or even talk to girls outside schools. Lily didn't allow any sleepovers with friends and threatened to ground them if they argued. Both Steve and Sean were in my high school, so I knew them a little. While Steve somewhat agreed with Lily's rules, Sean ended up rebelling. He often got into trouble for sneaking out and hanging out with girls. His mom even showed up at school to threaten this then girlfriend of 1 year. What Lily didn't realize was that Sean had already grown a spine and refused to listen to Lily. He defended Jessie, his now wife, when Lily tried to scare her away and insult her. Once the two of them were 18, they slowly started going low contact with Lily. Of course, Lily didn't like it one bit. Stephen also thought that his brother went overboard. We were newly in the relationship, so I didn't comment to avoid starting an argument. Little did I know that Lily would now set her sights on me. She literally did everything in her power to break us up. She even organized an expensive Hawaii tour on prom week to keep us from going together. Stephen did beg his mother to cancel the trip, but that was the only time he went against her. Every time Lily called me and berated me for being unworthy, he did nothing to defend me. Lily even went on to say that I would cheat on him when I go off to college. Steve actually started to let these things get to his head when we got accepted to different colleges across the states. We went on a short break, and Lily even took Stephen out to celebrate our breakup. She never expected Stephen to get back to me at all. Naturally, she was angered and pained by my very presence. She would not stop harassing me and humiliating me every chance she could find. I did try to talk to Stephen, but it went like this. Stephen, your mother is very disrespectful to me. I have always tried to be friendly and welcoming towards her, but all she does is berate me and call me names. I'm getting tired of her behavior. You need to do something about it. Tara, you know my mother's a little sensitive. With what happened with Sean, she's afraid to lose me as well. She only means well for me and my future. You shouldn't take her words to heart. So, you're okay with how Lily treats me? Seriously, Steve? You remember she tried to break us up, right? She only did that because she thought you would cheat. If you had cheated on me, I would have been heartbroken. She wanted to help me escape a bad heartbreak. Are you serious? She played on your insecurities to end our relationship. How can you justify that? No matter what I said, Steve never agreed with my perspective. He always thought that I was overreacting and Lily was only looking out for him. He downright refused to believe me when I said that Lily calls me up to berate me. He always said that Lily could do no such thing and I'm falsely accusing her of being mean. Even Sean tried to talk some sense into him after knowing everything. He fought with Sean and told him that he betrayed their mom. Things were pretty strained between Sean and Stephen. Sean ended up getting married to Jessica, the same high school girlfriend who Lily tried to scare off. He invited Sean and me, but refused to even tell Lily about the wedding. Lily was in hysterics and tried to convince Stephen to talk to Sean and get her invited. Stephen, being the mama's boy he is, argued with Sean about Lily. Stephen almost didn't go to the wedding to support Lily. However, I said to him, "Do you want to boycott the wedding to support Lily? You know what she has done to Sean and Jesse in high school. She still complains about Jesse and says that she took Sean away from her. Why do you think they should invite her to their wedding?" Look, you didn't know anything. All this was a big misunderstanding. She was trying to do the best for Sean. Mom can get carried away sometimes, but she is ready to mend bridges. We're family, and we shouldn't hold grudges against each other. It's their wedding, and they can choose who to invite. It's not your place to make those requests. We need to respect their decision. I know I can't do much. This is why I'm not attending the wedding. I want them to know that they are making a mistake. I'm going to RSVP tomorrow. They will have plenty of time to change their mind. Stephen, if you don't go to their wedding, they will cut you out as well. They have already done that to Lily. Are you sure you want to lose your brother over the issue? After a lot of back and forth, he finally agreed to attend the wedding. I was so happy because I thought things might start to change. He saw how happy Sean and Jesse are without Lily's interference. They moved far away and organized the wedding there so that Lily couldn't show up. Lily absolutely went ballistic when Stephen showed her the pictures. She cried on his shoulders and made him stay with her for a month. Stephen even canceled our Colorado trip to make it up to her. I was pretty heartbroken by how he handled the situation. However, I knew that we loved each other deeply and that breaking up wasn't an option anymore. All I hoped was that Stephen would see the light and come to his senses about Lily's horrific behavior. Fast forward to 2 years back. Stephen finally proposed to me and I said yes. Lily was pissed but put on a happy face for him. I later learned that she refused to give him her engagement ring so that he could propose. She was sure that I was a gold digger and our marriage wouldn't last. I must say that I love the ring Stephen picked for me. We are engineers, so we both make plenty of money. He was perfectly capable of buying a ring on his own. Besides, I would rather wear something he buys than have Lily's jewelry. The wedding planning was a disaster. Lily kept inserting herself everywhere she could. From cake tasting to venue searching, she had to do it all. She hated my ideas and even tried to change the theme. Lily said that my vintage theme was boring and tacky. Even though I didn't pay attention to her, my then fiancé did. Stephen and I fought a lot about every decision we took. I put my foot down and I talked to him. This is getting ridiculous. We are the ones getting married. Your mom needs to give us space to decide on our own. I don't need her input on everything. She hates everything I decided. You need to tell her to back off. Tara, Mom just wants the best for us. She has been to more weddings than us. I'm pretty sure her input will be valuable to us in the future. You know that she couldn't attend Sean's wedding. She just wants to enjoy mine. I am tired of hearing this excuse. She deserved to be uninvited from Sean's wedding. That was all her fault. Just because Jesse didn't allow her to interfere, I will not include her in everything. She is welcome to come along, but saying mean things about my choices is unacceptable. This is our wedding, Stephen. She already had hers. Well, after a lot of coaxing and begging, he finally decided to tell Lily to back off. She did throw a fit, but toned it down a little. Sadly, Stephen did prioritize her choices and changed a lot of things. I was pretty sad initially, but I also knew that it was also Stephen's day, so I just went along in a few places to avoid more trouble. I had yet to grow a shiny spine, and Stephen was too lost in the fog to even think properly. The wedding was another disaster with Lily showing up in a white dress. It was so sparkly and lacy that everyone could see it was a bridal gown. Thankfully, Stephen realized the problem with her dress and insisted she change before the wedding. She tried to play dumb and claimed that she doesn't have another dress. At this point, my MOH and best friend produced a pale blue gown that is just Lily's size. You see, I knew that she was planning to wear white, so I went shopping and bought her a decent dress on my dime. Lily was literally out of excuses and had to wear the dress. During the reception, she made some teary speeches about losing her babies to awful women. She targeted both me and Jesse because she was there at the wedding. They were avoiding her continuously, and she needed to remind them of their worthlessness. Lily also dissed our relationship and tried to paint Harold as the poor mother-in-law. The people at the wedding looked pretty awkward, and even her family was mortified. My MOH then promptly took the microphone away and started to lighten the mood. On our honeymoon, Lily called us continuously. She called Stephen and cried about feeling lonely. At one point, she was calling us 6 times a day. When she couldn't reach Stephen, she called me. "Where's my boy? What have you done to him? It's not even a month since the wedding, and you're already taking him away. You know that no matter what you do, he will always choose me instead of you. He will never love you more than his mama." Lily, we are literally on our honeymoon. You need to stop calling us so many times. Stephen's phone died, so he went back to our room to get it charged. Why would I keep you away from him? I know how greedy you are, Tara. All you want is his money. You cannot accept that he sends me money every month and brings me gifts. You want to isolate him so that you can take all his money. I won't let that happen. He has been taking care of me since his father died 10 years ago. Lily, I don't care if he looks after you. You are his mother, so it's natural he will send you money. I earn pretty good for both of us, so I don't want his money anyways. You need to stop accusing me of such things. Shut up, girl. You can fool him, but I know what type of woman you are. Now hand over the phone to my baby immediately. I need to talk to him right now. This is just one of the many conversations I had with her throughout the honeymoon. We returned home and had to deal with her crying for days. She was sad because we didn't take her on our honeymoon. Imagine my surprise when she scolded my husband for going without her. Anyway, as usual, Stephen did everything to console his mother and ignore my problems. I was slowly learning to put up with her tantrums and speak out for myself. Everything was going more or less okay until a few months ago. I found out that I was pregnant with our first child. We were both ecstatic, and Steve wanted to tell Lily immediately. I was a little uneasy about it, but decided to let it go. I was sure she would be happy for her first grandbaby. Boy, was I wrong. The moment she knew, the waterworks and screaming started. She said that I was baby trapping him and taking him away from her. It was all a part of my grand scheme. She's sure I cheated on Stephen and was passing off the baby as his. My husband did his best to calm her down, but she refused to listen to him. By this point, I was getting tired of her shenanigans. Her tantrums went on for 2 weeks before she decided to visit us. She arrived early in the morning and let herself in with a spare key. Lily was being extra happy about our baby and even tried to pamper me with gifts. Stephen was happy because he thought that Lily had accepted the baby. The truth was far from it. I was pretty uneasy about her newfound happiness and decided to be cautious. In the evening, Lily told us that she would make us some tea. She said that it was getting chilly outside and some tea would help warm me up. Steve was super thankful for her kindness and even gave an "I told you so" look. I decided to ignore him and do some investigating on my own. I excused myself and went to check on Lily in the kitchen. I saw her making tea and adding something from a carton. Now, both I and my husband are allergic to lactose, so we only use a specific brand of oat milk to prepare our tea. The milk carton Lily was using was not the one we use. I noticed that she used the oat milk for 1 cup and the suspicious carton for the other. I thought she was just using another type of vegan milk for variety. However, I was still uneasy. When she put the suspicious mug in front of me, I started to panic. In an impulsive move, I switched my husband's cup with mine when they were not looking. We drank our tea, and the entire time Lily was just smirking at me from across the couch. Thankfully for us, nothing happened the rest of the night. However, in the early hours of dawn, I heard my husband throwing up in the bathroom. He took a few trips to the bathroom, and the noise woke me up. After a while, I saw him go into the living room and lie down on the couch. I went up to him and asked him what was wrong. Stephen looked like he was in a lot of pain. Lily also came out of her room and started to look concerned. When she saw Stephen writhing in pain, she looked scared and started to ugly cry. This is when it clicked in my head. This woman had used cow milk in our tea. I was ready to tear into her, but first, I needed to take Stephen to the hospital. I called 911 and asked them to send an ambulance. Stephen was having intense stomach pain and was on the verge of passing out. We took him to the hospital and waited for the meds to work. I took Lily with me when the doctor came for a consultation. In front of Stephen and the doctor, I made Lily confess to everything. She was worried about her son, so making her confess wasn't difficult. The doctor just shook his head and told us that Stephen needs to be hospitalized for a day. After the doctors left, Stephen looked troubled. Suddenly, the fog started to clear in his head. He was baffled by what Lily had done. He asked her, "Mom, you know I'm allergic to milk. Why did you use it? We don't even keep cow milk in our fridge. Why did you bring it to our house? Even Tara doesn't drink cow milk, and you are well aware of that." "Stephen, trust me. I didn't want to hurt you. I don't know how this happened. Of course, I know my baby can't have milk. I am your mother." "Then why did you add milk to my tea, Mom? What happened?" Lily just kept on sobbing in a corner. That's when I decided to tell him the truth. "I know why Lily brought cow milk into our home. You see, you weren't supposed to drink it. It was meant for me." "What are you saying, Tara? You can't drink cow milk either. I'm sure Mom knows that as well. Why will she bring cow milk for you? I don't understand." "Lily just wanted to hurt me and our baby. I don't know what she wanted to achieve, but she wanted me to suffer. She gave me the cup you drank from. I switched our cups when she wasn't looking. I did not want to risk the health of our child. Turns out I was right." "There is no way she would do that. You are lying, Tara. Mom, say something. You told me you were happy for us. Tell me you didn't do this." Lily pretty much started to wail and scream cry at this point. It got so noisy that a nurse had to escort her out. Not that any of us wanted her there anymore. Stephen was pretty shocked and traumatized by what Lily did. He profusely apologized to me and vowed to keep Lily away from our lives. I could tell that he was hurt by what Lily did. I comforted him the best I could and took him home the next day. I also managed to change the lock on our house when Stephen was in the hospital. He called Lily and told her that we were going no contact with her for good. Cue the crying and wailing again. She said, "No, you can't do this to me. I'm your mother. You cannot cut me off, Stephen, please." "Mom, after what you've done, there's no way I want you around. I always stood up for you and defended you. I was too blind to see how much you're hurting my family. I won't allow this anymore. You have crossed the line." "Stephen, please, I didn't mean for this to happen. She was taking all your time and I was feeling lonely. I thought that the baby would make things worse. I simply wanted to hurt her a little and make her suffer. I'm sorry." "There is no point in saying sorry now. You have done something unforgivable. I cannot even imagine what would have happened if Tara had drunk the tea you gave her. I am disgusted with you and don't want to hear your voice again. Leave us alone." With that, we slowly started going no contact with her. She showed up at the house and tried to get in with her keys. When she saw that we changed the lock, she started banging on the door. We simply called the cops and let them deal with her. We also blocked her on all our phones and social media. Sean and Jesse contacted our extended family to inform them about the issue. Everyone was downright disgusted and appalled by her behavior. After discussing her actions with me, Stephen, Sean, and Jesse, we decided to put a restraining order on her. With all the evidence caught on our security camera and her confession to the doctor, the order was granted pretty soon. So far, she has stayed away but has tried to fish for information from our extended family. No one has agreed to entertain her demands so far. We have also cut off our financial support, so she had to take up a job at Walmart to get by. We are also slowly building back our relationship with Sean and Jesse. Stephen and Sean had a heart-to-heart conversation and solved their problems. Jesse and I were always good friends, so this just made us even happier. Thankfully, my husband has finally come to his senses and protected me from Lily. We are now pretty happy and eagerly waiting for the birth of our child. To be on the safe side, I reminded my husband that I won't allow Lily to ever have a relationship with our child. To my surprise, he agreed to this condition immediately. We've been enjoying the peace in our household after Lily is gone for good. We might just move to Sean City after our child is born. I am not sure what the future will bring, but I am positive we will get through everything together.